Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Cultist back again with another logic tutorial concerning RPG making. Today what I have to cover is something requested by a viewer, as usual. We get lots of good requests. But basically, I am improving a system which I have talked about prior, which is how to display damage modifiers. Previously, we had a small emitter on the attack chip, which basically would emit how much damage the enemy is receiving. But thanks to improvements in technology and such, we have invented a better way, which is far cheaper and generally easier to institute. But it starts with this multi-use block, which is invisible and non-collidable, and currently has no power applied, because it's going to be emitted, of course. But we're taking the system we had from earlier, that being the number displayer with all of its values and such, and the only thing we're changing is we put a mover on it, set to 4, going up, just to give it a little pop, you know. And we've now taken a wireless receiver, which is set to DMG display and in scene, so it will detect a wireless transmitter anywhere in the scene. And we've connected it to the value of the number displayer. We've also connected this keyframe, which shuts off the power of our receiver, so that it will automatically count up once a value has been, instituted. And this keyframe is empty. It just acts as a transition keyframe. Probably should set it to linear blend, though. Or not, actually. It'll be fine this way. But yes. And what we've done with the enemies over here... Here in currently losing health, we've already had a chip for them taking damage, but all we've done is add an emitter which emits this block. Now there is a problem where if you're damaging them multiple times, the block will continue to show values in the same area, which can get a bit cluttered. So I've added little action recorders set to keyframe mode. And basically all they do is track the first position, and then create another position, and a third, and then copy the first position, dragging it over to the end. And if you know how to open these things, it's just L1 and X, and then L1 and R2 to copy and such. So, hopefully you found that helpful for that part. Now there is a little bit of a deal where when you're adding these to new enemies, you'll have to create a brand new... Did I just delete that? I shouldn't have deleted it. Oh, there it is. You'll have to create a brand new action recorder to make the wobble for each enemy, but that's not so bad once you, have gotten it on them all, and all the players, of course. I did the same thing with the players, because this works for everybody. You can add them to the players and it won't really make a difference. You'll have to add the wobble, of course. I don't think I've added wobble on her yet. A little bit of an oversight. But you're probably wondering, Jimmy, how do I set the value for enemies and for attackers and, for everybody? How do I do that? Well, because it's turn-based combat, we have a nifty advantage in that everything is in a sequence. So basically, you can change the input in sequence, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. We have a chip here which is inside controls, although you could put it anywhere. It's right below complete. It's called damage variables, and this is what activates that. And basically it's just a variable. It is not persistent in Dream, because it doesn't have to be. And it's got a negative value of 1000, and a maximum value of 0. And its initial value is negative 25, although it doesn't have to be. The initial value could be 0. And all you gotta do to mess around with this block is just before an attack, you add a little variable modifier right here, labeled DMG, which is the same name as our variable over here. Make sure you get the, correct spelling and such. And you just put the settings to set, which will basically make the value set to this number no matter what it is. So if we have 1000 points, it'll set it back to 25 and set it to power on. But basically it's that simple, and you do the same thing with the enemy attacks. If they have multiple attacks, just add multiple variables to each chip in the proper sequence. Put a little bit before they take damage though, just to make sure that the thing's calculated it. And now we might as well go ahead and test our system, since we've gone through so much trouble. So we're going to attack this fellow here, and we're going to use the slash attack, and we should see some damage. 25% damage. And now we're going to use the Gatling gun. And every time he's damaged, he'll emit a modifier. So, that covers how to make your damage modifier easily, and modify it easily as well. I intend to cover XP, because I've actually found a better way to do the XP system since the last time we did it. It kind of uses the same basic principle, but it's added some extra bells and whistles, so I hope to talk about that sometime. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts, leave a comment, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. If you would like to support us financially, consider clicking the join button to become a member and unlock perks. You can also leave a super thanks in the comments, which we would appreciate, or a one-time donation on Ko-fi, link in the description. That's all for now. Goodbye.